And whether you guys feel uncomfortable about being called a half-breed, I'm a half-breed too. But I speak both of those languages that's in this body. My first language was Lakota. The second one is what they call Nahua, because my blood's from Mexico. Okay? So Nahua kile isha wichoike tonkashila waki ospemaki. And my third language was Tequista, Kisto Hemote, Batasta, Cheyenne. So at the age of 65, I could really look back at things. I went in there at the age of 13. A lot of them didn't like the way we full-blooded people supported the activity of what was going on. Some of you I see in different predicaments. The gentleman talked about Leonard Peltier. When I took the life of that cop on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in Old Crazy Horse Housing, I was Leonard's cellmate from a distance in the same cell block. I know what Jimbo's talking about. I don't know if Jimbo remembers me. But me and my sister Joanne and my older brother Louis, we went down there to support him when they had this big gathering. When Philip Deere and them guys, man, just now was starting to, get a little bit older where they couldn't speak heavy stuff. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because I'm sitting here listening to everybody. Okay, that's a good thing. As me there's a lot of families here that really were in the struggle, but they didn't support that understanding. Okay? And here's why. Many of these leaders, from the two Belcourt brothers, Carter Camp, even, my personal responsibility with the late Russell Means, okay? A lot of them, when they came back to the reservation, okay? They did. As for our reservation here in Pine Ridge, I'm going to share this. Listen. Russell did his part to show you guys a different pronunciation of how he utilized his position to become who he was. And from that purpose alone, Russell tried to get everybody here on Pine Ridge to see a real big picture by going back traditionally to the older way, to pronounce it in the white man's terminology, to create your own identification. Okay? Russell did that. I was one of the guys that helped him with it. But giving you guys an understanding to that, when I was involved with Russell and being in Wounded Knee, this is what I did, okay? Me and Russell started this together. We started this campaign to get people to understand if you really want to free yourself, you got to create things that you can go by. So me and Russell did this, okay? We created our own international independent driver's license. But here's the catch. When we did this, you had to go back to your Lakota in charge. What does that mean? If you were born with a Lakota name, or if you were given a Lakota name, that's what you had to do. So Lila Ota, I'm showing you guys, it was hard for people to see. So, okay, he tried. He even tried to run for tribal council a number of times. Okay? And the hard part was, our people could not get him elected. Now, what do you think would have happened if Russell got in? Russell wanted to put something first in front of the tribal council, and you know what that was? His vision was to put you, the people, we'll put you up there. And the only time you would deal with these behaviors that belong to a white man's tribal government, you had to come talk to him and his cabinet. But the districts oversee it all. So then you would have to enforce that type of discipline and how you were going to spend your money, your allocations. But nobody saw that dream. Nobody saw that. Nobody supported it. But I stuck by him until he left. And it was sad that a lot of the people, we say we do these things. We say that. When I went into Wounded Knee at the age of 13, I didn't go in there for alcohol. And I sure in the hell didn't go in there for drugs. No, I didn't. I went in for these kids like these little ones running around that were being neglected and abused. And the system was doing that. Like Joanne said, a good example. She was part of that boarding school era. Well, I was one of them too. They sent me clear down to Beaumont, Texas. Nobody wants to hear this kind of talk. That's what I'm hearing. I went to a gathering up there in Rapid, and they talked about honoring Lenny Foster and the late Leonard Crudell. I knew all these guys. Been with them in a lot of things, spiritual and otherwise. And it's hard that none of us are really putting forth the energy of all of these people that are sitting here. Lena musika oyate lena uchocha na waospeke na hangti oispapi na kawachi ko piki ioshi chaptima. They're hurting inside. They are. But we never took that challenge to give them that. One call. This is what I'm going to share. I'm going to give this microphone back to my brother Earl. Aunt Bernice Whitehawk, we just spoke of her, asked me to help her put on a spiritual gathering on March 4th of this year, okay? Next weekend, all right? Because she's seen this. Lila Ota, Wauspekile iwag like I've asked, we chochen et hunter her hitches eptala yakina gypsy. She's right. In the spiritual thing to clean our sacred ornaments or pipes and whatever, she was asking for people to pay attention to that and come to this gathering and clean them. Bakinto and put them away. When Sundance time comes around in June, you salute on Ake, Shokata Iapo. That's what she said. But because of what my sister Joanne and even Jimbo, he talked about something that really got me. The division, Mitakepi, is still with us. Who created that? White man. They did it, but you don't hear anybody mentioning white man. Eh? Quiet. Didn't AIM wake you guys up to be vocal? Get angry at why we're being mistreated like this? Well, that's what they did. And being Russell Means' bodyguard? Why hell take it? I took guns away from people, stopped guys from trying to shoot him. He wasn't the only one I did it for. I also did it for Lehman Brightman from the United Native Americans out in California. This guy did that. I don't want popularity, I don't want nothing. I'm telling you the truth. What you all can do, if you believe in yourself and if you believe in your people. That's what we don't do. Because we have a commemoration, you have a gathering. It's the 50th anniversary. I'm glad I was part of that. Because there's many others that have a similar story that we were all part of. For you guys listening to me, and for some of you grandmas, I got a picture of me and Russell together. I want to give it to all of you, you elders. I'm going to go out to the van and bring them in. And thank you all for listening. By the way, my Lakota name is Chanupa Duhamani. Okay. Yeah.